You're in a federal building, and do you have permission from the postmaster? You do? The postmaster here that gave you permission.
The postmaster that gave you permission. Not only that, it's written on the wall over there that says I'm allowed to take photographs and videos. Okay. Would you like to go see it?
All right, so what's your first name?
Not going to happen.
Not gonna happen.
Not going to happen. Would you like to go see what the rules and regulations are? Maybe you could open up so this way they don't cover them like they're not supposed to. Because right next to that rules and regulations of the post office, they have a memo that was put out by DHS and by the Postmaster General these days in 2018 that was sent in 2020. It's supposed to be posted conspicuously on their bulletin board that says people take photographs and films in the post office are essentially left alone. I mean, there's no other way you could describe it. The rules say that on that, but I believe this gentleman's trying to get in and drop the box off. But I'm not bothering anybody.
You can come through if you want. If you want to wait in line, be on this guy's YouTube video.
I understand that, but like I said, it's a little concerning, and just like the other officer said, you're in a federal building.
I know it's part of the building. I was certainly, I understand that I cannot do this in private. I cannot do this in people's homes. And if I was to try and private,
681, yes, sir.
I have to leave it considered trespassing and so forth. But this is a public building, and I'm well within my rights. Not only am I well within my rights, they even said so it's written on the wall over there.
Where's it written on the wall?
I'd like to show you. Let's go take a peek, and I'll gladly show you. A little disconcerting, three officers for a guy with a camera, though. Now, I'm not going to open it because it's not my post office, but right behind here, right there on this piece of paper behind that, it says rules and regulations governing conduct. There's a little paragraph that says specifically about taking photographs and pictures and films on post office property. If you'd like to open that or ask them to open it, I'd gladly love to show you. I'm not trying to give you guys a hard time. I'm not trying to do anything that I'm not allowed to do. Mm-hmm. All right, and like I said, they put it here to take a lot of the.
Why don't you go in the back? The postmaster's back there, and one of the workers is back there as well.
Yeah.
Can you ask them to open up this case? How are you doing today?
Good, man. How are you?
Not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
What's your dog's name?
Oliver.
Oliver. How old?
Oliver's going to be actually 10 at
10?
the end of October.
That's good for 10.
Thank you. He's my little service dog. He helps keep me upright. Unfortunately, I fell off a ladder a long time ago. I got this really screwed up rare nerve disease. And,
Okay.
Similar to like a diabetic dog and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's able to detect flare-ups before I get them.
Right.
And he gave me my life back.
Good stuff. What did you used to do?
Security, burglar alarms, fire alarms, cameras.
Like installing the stuff? Ah, nice.
Sales, service, installation.
Yeah. That was that your own company, or were you working for somebody?
Family company.
Okay.
I work for them. I work with my family.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, I just took a spill off a ladder.
Yeah.
I mean, it's something I had done 50,000 times before.
Right, of course. Just that one time.
The ladder wasn't broken or anything like that. It was just a freak accident, and well, here I am, and I'm just out to, rights are like muscles.
What's that?
Rights are like muscles.
Rights
If you don't use them, you lose them.
Yeah, I hear you.
And one person's rights doesn't trump another person's rights, especially when it's written on the wall that says, I can do it.
How long have you been doing the First Amendment stuff?
Not too long.
Not too long.
Not too long.
Something you just got into recently?
I took some time off. I had some medical setbacks, so I couldn't really be out there.
Yeah.
I got my good days like today. I got my bad days. I'm in my wheelchair, and
I got you.
Unfortunately, because it's a nerve disease, it's not like, I broke my back, I broke my neck, or anything that's very clear cut.
Right.
It's kind of hard to treat.
Complicated.
You know, again, if you'd like, I was telling the other officer, right about here, behind this piece of paper, there's the actual rules and regulations as far as taking photographs and films and stuff on coastal property grounds. I know I'm not allowed to go into the restricted areas behind the counter, into their little fenced-in area over there.
So the other officer is handling this. We're just here just to make sure everything's cool. I'll tell you this. The problem isn't that you're here taking video. The postmaster, I spoke to the postmaster. She said that she posted that notice and that you do have the freedom of speech to be here and photograph or video. The problem is, and the reason why we were called here, is because there's a specific postal worker that claims that you were videotaping her outside, and then when she came inside, that you had the camera focused specifically on her, and you made her uncomfortable. She has personal rights just like you have personal rights. She feels like she's been harassed, and now what this is we're going to do an investigation for harassment.
Okay, well, let me interject.
No, you're not going to interject.
Well, I can, because first, let me show you.
She's claimed
this has been on wide
I don't know
angle
why you're cutting me off.
This has been on wide angle the whole time.
Why are you cutting me off?
Because I'll save you a lot of time.
You're not saving me any time because I have to explain it to you.
Okay, explain to me.
They called us here. She's technically a victim based on what she's reporting. You're a suspect.
She's a victim. I'm a suspect. Have you ever heard the term, there's no expectation of privacy in public? And have you ever heard the term, like the plain view doctrine? See, I'm allowed to be here, and she's a government employee.
Right.
If I wanted to be,
she still has rights, even though she's a government employee.
No, she doesn't have the right to not be filmed.
She doesn't have a right.
Not here when she's working. No, she doesn't have the right not to be filmed. I guarantee you, she will not have the right to be filmed. I will take that ride with you. All right, to show you that she.
If you felt harassed by somebody else and you called us for help, wouldn't you expect us to help you?
If the law says that I'm doing nothing wrong, I'm not harassing her. Her feelings don't trump my rights. They don't. You could feel however you want about me, all right, and about your other officer and about
your
the
right
lady
to
who just
free
walked.
speech ends at the point where you infringe on someone else's rights to be free from harassment.
But she is free from harassment. She could create her own privacy. There is no expectation of privacy in public, and this is a public place. It's no different than I could sit there, I could take a video of anybody in there, and there's nothing they could do about it. If they want to protect their privacy and create their own privacy, by all means. But as far as harassment, I hate to say it, and believe me, with no disrespect at all intended.
Mm-hmm.
I triple dog dare you.
Well, you don't have to dare me to do anything because that's unnecessary.
Well,
but I'm giving you the courtesy of explaining to you why we're here, what's been reported to us.
I appreciate
and
it.
Why we're here speaking.
I appreciate it. Unfortunately,
Do you care about the way that they feel or their concerns here?
Not the job I'm paying them for now. But the second it's 5 o'clock and they're closing up and I'm done, I'm not going to record them going to their personal car. I don't care about them in their personal cars. I'm not going to follow them around.
I didn't say anything about their personal
cars. No, I'm just telling you. Once 5 o'clock hits, or whenever this place goes, 4:30 or 5, I think it's 5 o'clock. Whenever 5 o'clock hits, this recording stops. It goes away, like completely away, and that's that. I don't care who's back there. I don't care if it's a guy, a girl, snuffleupagus, Barack Obama. Don't make a difference. In a government building, in public. If I was going up there saying, "Hey, you stupid bee," and everything, being really disorderly and stuff like that, a totally different story. Mm-hmm. I would sit there and say, "Okay, look, I deserve it, whatever." But simply taking a picture, no. You know that I had the freedom of the press, the First Amendment.
You have freedom of press?
Yeah. Freedom of press. That's why I'm here. I'm not speaking to anybody.
Who do you work for? Do you have press?
Independent journalists.
Okay.
All right, and I'm not talking to anybody. I'm not fighting with anybody. A couple people did ask me questions. I kindly explained to them. No one raised their voice. Mm-hmm. All right, a gentleman who was here when I first walked in, who I believe was talking with the lady that you're referring to.
Who do you think we're referring to?
There was only a guy and a girl behind the counter, and the girl had long hair. It was like reddish blondish. I don't know what you want to call it.
Was there any interaction between you guys or anything?
She had just asked me if I'm recording. I said yes. She had asked me if I would stop, and I said I respectfully declined, and that was it. About 3 minutes later, I'm assuming the manager on duty or whatever it is, the supervisor on duty came out, asked what I was doing. I explained to her that I'm doing a First Amendment protected activity. I explained to her that I do have permission and that it's written on the wall over here that I'm allowed to be here. She said, okay, thank you. And that was that. I figured they went in the back for about 5 minutes, and I kind of figured they went and either looked for the thing on the wall that's supposed to be posted conspicuously, specifically about people like me, all right, or they called somebody and that somebody said, leave them alone.
Well, they called us to look into it just to make sure that you're on the up and up and that you're not here for any nefarious purposes.
I mean no ill will or intent towards anybody. I'm just a guy here taking pictures.
Did you get anything else for you about there besides what did we talk about?
No.
Okay. You did turn that around. You said it's been on wide angle the entire time.
Yeah, I'm not zooming in. I'm not trying to get credit cards or people's address.
And you're saying you're not specifically harassing her or specifically videotaping her in any way?
I'm not trying to specifically videotape anybody.
It's just wide angle in general.
This is about the entire place, all right? Like, before I came in, I took a little walk around the side there, and I videotaped the sign. So I thought it was funny. They had the no parking sign, and they had the one sign that says, definitely for no reason park here, or whatever it says. You know, for no reason. It was just a joking kind of no parking sign they put up. And I came in here. All right. If I caught any employees outside, that was unintentional. I took some shots at the outside of the building, just like I would at any other place. And if I caught somebody then, it's unintentional. But
well, apparently you caught her attention while you were outside, and then when you showed up inside, then obviously it raised her suspicions and got her nervous.
Again, you guys, as officers of the law, are supposed to stand up for my rights and sit there and say, ma'am, public photography is not a crime.
Unfortunately, in the world we live in today,
don't give me this. Don't give me this.
I'm sure you understand what I'm talking about. You have no idea who's
I understand that things happened 23 years ago with 2001. It's a little too long in the tooth to be saying in this day and age with all this. We're on camera.
These things happen every day. I'm not talking about 23 years ago.
We're on camera everywhere. I could go sit there if I wanted to. I could go get however long they have stored video of that woman sitting doing her job every day, and she can't do boo about it. Mm-hmm. All right? Just like I'm going to sit here and I can do whatever I want with this video. Of course, I have no ill will or intent towards these people. I have no malicious intent towards them.
Everything you're saying sounds great. Yeah. You said it's wide angle. It's been wide angle the entire time.
You got it.
Can you prove that? That you weren't specifically zoomed in on her?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. You're more than free in a few days after this is published, because it will be published under Howell Post Office, to go free and look at it.
All right.
I'm not going to stop my recording to play it back.
So we can't see what you were recording, and you can prove that you specifically weren't harassing this woman and purposely videotaping just her?
With all due respect and no offense, not only won't I
don't take offense to it.
I don't have to, and I'm not going to.
Oh.
All right. Again, there is no ill will.
I'm just give a buzz to the super and just give them the situation,
Yep.
and we'll let them make the decision, and that'll be that.
Okay. I don't know what decision there is to make, but just realize that you guys are well aware that the rules saying that I'm allowed to videotape here are on the wall. You even said it yourself that I'm allowed to photograph in public and then photograph in the post office. Angle's not that wide. I can't get both of them. So, again, no crime, can't be a victim.
Well, that's the thing. And if you could take yourself out of your shoes for 1 second and look at it from our shoes, there is a potentially alleged crime, and we can't just turn around and walk away. We still have to do our due diligence and make sure that everything's cool.
If you don't know that there is no expectation of privacy,
I didn't say that.
well, if there's no expectation of privacy, then not to say I did, because I didn't, but even if I had zoomed in and walked right up to her, short of sticking the camera in her face, still.
You don't think that would fall under harassing somebody?
No, that would
A
fall
general
under,
person,
that
male
would
to
fall under
female?
public.
I'm just asking
that would fall
generally.
under public photography, and that would risk your qualified immunity. Okay. All right, because it's been well documented in this state alone. Let alone,
I asked you a question about harassment,
okay.
not that I was going to charge you. I meant as a general human.
I understand.
A male following a female that does not.
I'm not. Come on, let's call it what it is. I'm not following her down a dark alley.
I didn't say you were. I said that's the information we got.
I know.
But you wouldn't perceive that as a third party as potentially
let me ask you a
harassing.
question. If I came into headquarters, all right, I know you guys probably got the smoke mirror at the dispatch deck, but let's just say you don't have the smoke glass. and I took my camera and there was a female dispatcher there, and I stuck the camera there and I saw her recording her, do you think she could say that I'm harassing her?
I think that's a different circumstance than what we're
What?
talking about. As a random female walking around a public parking lot versus somebody who's working in a police department, that's not a little bit different?
I could sit out there and I could take pictures
I know
of her.
you can, and no one has
And
said.
you want to know something? If I really wanted to, I'm not going to. If I really wanted to, and I knew that she was a postal employee, and I knew that she called you guys, I could wait here till 5 o'clock, follow her out to her car and get a license plate, or I could just go get every license plate there and let the computer figure it all out. I'm not going to do that. That's not what this is about, as I said. All right? If she feels bad, she needs to be educated and told that public photography is not a crime, and that if she doesn't want to be filmed, potentially, that not to work for a government agency. Because I can go into, believe me, next week, I'm going to City Hall down the road, and we'll have this conversation all over again.
Good chance. Yeah.
All right, and we're going to do it because all I'm looking to do is either one or two things: be left alone so I could do what I need to do, or if you really feel compelled to, give me the standing I need, and I'll gladly attach myself to everybody's pension involved.
So you're looking for a payout?
No, I really just want, honestly, 100%.
No.
I
mean,
just want to be left alone. I just want to be left alone. Like I
That's
said,
not really what you just said, though.
No, I'm sitting there. If you want to violate my rights,
Yeah.
I'm going.
Well, that's typically the MO, right?
No, the
For
typical
these things.
MO is to sit here and again, the perfect audit. Because I just did one in New Egypt.
Yeah.
I went to the bank. I went everywhere, post office, everywhere. They did perfect.
Yeah.
All right. The only officer interaction I had was he stopped traffic and turned his lights on, so because it make it easier. I had
So you got
I was
it.
using my crutches last week, so
I
it made it
got
a
you.
little bit easier. Other than that, that's the only interaction. All right. And not only that, last time I checked, harassment, that's a civil matter.
No, it's a crime. It's indictable, depending on the circumstances. And again, a lot of harassment is a lot of the interpretation of the victim.
Again, I'll take that route.
Yeah. And again, none of us here have accused you of that. I'm just saying from a
I know
third
you
party
haven't, but see,
perspective.
this should have been quashed, and you guys could have just said, ma'am, all right, he's not purposely photographing you,
Right.
and that he's allowed to be here and do what he's doing.
Yeah.
And that would have been that. But here it is. We got
But we
three
don't know. We don't know what. We want to take your word for it, but we don't know.
Okay.
It's not like I'm going to take your phone and like
Well, you
look
can
at
take-
it or anything like that. That's not going to happen.
I understand
But
that.
the whole reason why we're still waiting here is just to get the word from the boss that, yep, based on the totality of the circumstances, like I said,
Look at
the
the boss.
videotaping outside, the videotaping in here, the girl saying that she feels like she's harassed, and it was specifically on her. Those are the extenuating circumstances.
Who
The
would
only
the
reason
boss
why we're
be?
still here.
Which boss are you talking about?
Talking about Sergeant Austin right now, and he's contacting a higher authority than ourselves.
I think before he makes a decision, Sergeant or Lieutenant better get in a vehicle and come down here. All right, excuse me for a second, gentlemen. I am just going to do one thing. I left my drink in there. I'm going to go grab it.
We can go get it for you. You stay here.
I could go grab it myself. Excuse me, you're physically using force on me.
I said to stay here.
You're under
You're pushing
what law?
against me.
Under what law? You're using force on me.
Stay over here. We're here. We got calls here for a
You're
reason.
using
Please.
force on me.
Please,
Go get your lieutenant here right now.
sir.
Go get your lieutenant.
I asked you to please stay over there.
You have no right to hinder my path. You
I
have
asked you
no
to
right.
please stay over there.
Is your
We
body
got called
cam
here
on?
for a reason. Yes, it is.
Okay. You have no right to
There's
hinder
your
my
drink.
path. I'd like the explanation for the use of force.
I asked you to stay over there.
What law did I break? Was that a legal command?
Yes, sir, because you're detained right now for
I'm detained?
investigative detention.
For what crime?
I already
We're
explained the entire
investigating the
situation.
I'm
entire
detained
thing.
right now.
For an investigative
No,
detention.
no.
We don't know if
Am I detained right now or not? Yes or no?
Yes.
For what crime?
We're figuring it all out.
I told you.
See
We
ya.
wait on a quick phone call, and that's it.
See ya.
Sir, please.
You can't sit there and tell somebody they're detained and you're going to figure it out.
Do you know what an investigative detention is, sir?
There's people
Yes,
that
that
come in
means
here
that
and do
there's
business.
suspicion
They're
of a
blocking
crime.
your
Which
path.
there is. Which there is.
There's people that want to come in here behind you and do business. You're blocking.
Okay, that certainly I don't want to block. I'm not intending to block
No,
anyone.
no. Listen, we're not trying. We're not trying to create any problems.
You just used force on me.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. So if I go up and I start pushing on you, what are you going to do?
You were pushing on me.
Your arm was touching, making contact with me.
You were pushing into me.
Are you on drugs? Are you on drugs? I was pushing into you. I said I am using
I
my...
asked you to stop. You said no.
You don't have the right to tell me to stop.
I asked you to stop again. You then pushed into me and continued walking.
You think I was straight
I'm
from
not
my
making
mouth?
this anything bigger than it needs to be. And you shouldn't either. I already told you exactly how
You
far I was
used
going.
force on me unjustifiably. Should I pushed you? You know where I'd be right now? In handcuffs. So you know that's a bunch of bullshit.
That's not where we're trying to go with this.
All right, I'll tell you what.
We're treating you with the
I'm gonna go out-
utmost respect.
I'm going to go outside and continue to film. I want the lieutenant here.
Sergeant's calling in a couple minutes.
No, not the sergeant. I want the lieutenant.
There's no lieutenant on duty, sir.
This officer pushes into me because it says that he didn't use force. You're really not that smart, are you?
I don't know why you couldn't just listen. I asked you to stay where you were.
Because I don't have to.
Yeah.
You feel like you're in a crime? You don't have to.
You're under investigation for harassment right now. We haven't gotten to the point where we ruled you out and said that you're good to go.
If you harass me for harassment, that'll be the last mistake.
I never said I was arresting you for it. I said you're under investigation for it.
And what do you?
Right
Okay.
now,
And what do you
you're in
think's
our
going to happen? What do you think's going to happen? If he says I harassed the person, what do you think's going to happen? What's the next step after that?
You.
If the sergeant or whoever says that I harassed the person,
That's not the decision that the sergeant's making.
what's he making?
I told you. He's called somebody else to clarify everything that's going on here, the information that he's been provided, and he's going to fall back.
How you doing? I'm the installation head.
Okay.
Hey, Ryan.
He's allowed to be here.
Yeah.
The only thing is he can't, be where the customers, for credit card purposes. But otherwise,
You've already established that,
Okay.
and
And am I also
we were
allowed to
talking
film your
about
employees
that
in the course of their duties? In the course of their
Right.
duties.
This is designated smoking area?
I'm not the.
This is designated smoking area?
I explained to her.
Basically, we'd
Hold on real quick. Pausing for conference. Mine will be recording individually.
Also,
Resuming investigation.
force on me.
I didn't say that you harassed anybody. I said it was alleged that you harassed them, and that there's a person there that feels like her rights were violated too.
She doesn't
We're here
have
to
the right.
represent everybody.
She doesn't have the right. Her boss just told you she doesn't have the right while she's here.
I didn't necessarily say that. I can't control how she feels. You know what I mean?
I'm not asking you
And
to control how she
that's
feels.
the bottom line. You're more than welcome to be here. I do apologize for everything that has happened here.
I appreciate
and you are allowed to
because
be
you seem
here.
completely reasonable. All right, and again, I thought they were cool. I explained to her what was going on, and I assumed when they went in the back, they called whomever. Maybe it was you, maybe it was somebody higher up, maybe it was 800 numbers called in case of, I don't know. All right, they came out 5 minutes later. I thought everything was cool. Then I got 3 officers here, plus another one. I was over there just in case. I guess I ran out of here. I don't know what it was. And I got officers that don't understand what public photography is, that don't understand that her comfort while she's doing a government job in a government building is irrelevant. All right? If I don't go up there and say, hey, you stupid bee, and start, if I even... I really
I am
do
sorry
appreciate-
that this has happened.
What's your name?
My name is Scott.
Scott Don.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. I'm sorry that we had to meet under such unfortunate circumstances. We don't know what the rules are. And unfortunately, I guess we have another rule posted in place. village police, you're law enforcement, not village enforcement.
We have to do our due diligence. We have to investigate everything that comes towards us. Everything's cool, and that's what we're doing. We would do the same thing for you if you called us and said someone else was harassing you.
32365. 32365.
We do everything we can to make sure that it was handled correctly. That's all we're asking from you. Give us the time to make sure it's handled correctly.
Well, I'm not going anywhere, but
And you asked for a supervisor. Supervisor's on the way out.
awesome. You and I, we're good. Have a wonderful weekend, my friend. I'm not trying to blow smoke in your face.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir. Sorry to...
Here we go with doing some. Well, I guess while we're here, might as well take the door. I promise you I'm not running there.
I'm clear from 705 right now. Look for that van. What was the tag again? Definitely look like we're going off something.
Take a video of your screen.
That's what I'm trying to figure out now. Yep.
Sir, you're not allowed to take video of that screen. No,
No, you're not. That's a violation of CJIS, sir.
What crime is that?
Sensitive
What
law
crime is
enforcement
taking
information.
What crime is that?
Do you have access to the CJIS network?
No, I see it's plain view. Remember?
not how that works.
Plain view? Oh, yes, it does.
That's not how that works.
If you pulled me over, I had a gun in the car, believe me, it would be how it worked.
Are you alleging that you carry firearms illegally?
No, absolutely. I don't carry any firearms. I'm saying that I have.
Away from the car. It's my responsibility to keep you away from that car and from that screen.
Use force on me again.
Sir,
I dare you. I dare
I just
you.
asked you. I just
And I
asked
told you that I'm allowed.
It's like you're trying to get in trouble for something. Please stop.
I'm allowed
Please
to do
step
it.
out of my way.
You gonna use force again? Push it on me again?
Please step out
Sir,
of my way
back
right
up.
now.
I don't know.
Sir, this has nothing to do with you filming anything at this point now. I'm asking you to step out of my way so I can get to my car.
Oh, there you go, pushing into me again.
It's my responsibility.
You better learn to control yourself.
It's my responsibility to keep you from seeing anything on that screen. So I'm coming here to shut that screen off, and you're preventing me from getting to it. That's what the
Plain
problem was.
view
Knock it off.
doctrine. I don't have to knock anything off.
It's fine. I'm just going to go close up the officer real quick.
Run. Can you keep the cripple over to your computer? Too late. And you're going to want to keep your hand on it.
Sir, you put your hand up to block me from getting in my car.
I put my hand on my publicly funded police car. I have a police car fetish.
Thank you.
It stimulates me. But I could at least make somebody laugh. I'm just gonna go over here so I'm not blocking you.
Go ahead.
Just so we're clear, we're not preventing you from going in there. Obviously,
no, no.
the representative just told you you can be
You're
in.
still 10-3. Can you come back in for a walk-in? Still coming out. I'll be on the minute.
About use of force, but you think it's applicable or not.
There was no force used.
You can't touch me. Do you not understand that? You cannot touch me, just like I cannot touch you. You can't. You can't say it was accidental. You can't say somebody bumped into you, bumped into me. You used force. You pushed me and tried to give me a line of bullshit that I walked into you. Alright? You impeded my freedom of walk, my freedom of travel. You can't get involved. The guy told you.
I'm already involved. We got called here.
The guy told you.
This is an investigation.
The guy told you I'm allowed to be in there, and you're still getting in my way.
How you doing, sir?
Not very good. How you doing, Sergeant?
All right. Sergeant Austin, how can I help you today?
Well, first of all, Sergeant, thank you for coming. All right. We have a little bit of confusion here. First, your officers don't understand what public photography is and that it's legal. Second, they're telling me that they're waiting to see about harassment because of a government building who these officers were told by their boss that it's perfectly legal for me to be here and film them. We're still sitting here doing this thing about a harassment charge, number one. Number two, this officer used force. And I want to sit there and I want to file a complaint because whether he thinks the force it was insignificant or not, he can't put his fingers on it. He can't put his hands on me, and he sure as hell can't touch me. He can't push me away from this police car, and it's up to him, just as it's up to anyone else in there, if they want privacy to create themselves. Under the Plainview Doctrine, if their computer's open, I'm allowed to film it. He's not allowed to tell me to get out of the way or push me out of the way to do so. He's not allowed to tell me that I can't go get my drink after being told. Because he had already been told at that point that I'm allowed to be in the inner sanctum of the post office, alright, that he impeded my path, alright. He pushed against me and then tries with this.
Did I ask you several times to stop and go back to where you were?
Under what law do you have the ability or right to give me that?
We were still in the middle of our investigation, sir. I asked you. We were very polite with you the entire time. It's not like we're rude.
You had already been told. You had already been told at that point, and this was after you'd been told that I'm allowed to be in there.
Sir, can I speak for a second?
Absolutely.
Obviously, I don't know what transpired out here. I just got out. If you want to file a formal complaint, I can take whatever information you're willing to give me. I'll forward that to Internal Affairs. We're all wearing body cameras.
I know.
Internal Affairs will review it, and then they can communicate with you, or we can address it internally.
I'll deal with Internal Affairs on Monday because I got a feeling that I have to come to the police station and try this all over again. I told the officers next week I'm going to the municipal building. I don't want to go through the same harassment. Okay. If it is a government building, I am allowed to be there. No, I'm not allowed to wave in their face, and I'm not allowed to use foul language and call their names and all those stuff. That's not what I'm going to do.
So do you want to file a complaint with me now, or are you going to do it by yourself?
I'm going to do it with the Internal Affairs office because here's the problem.
His name is Lieutenant Revelant.
Lieutenant Revelant. Because it's not so much a problem process. You guys, when you have your time later at the shift, you're going to go put your information in the cabinet for it. And it's going to take them a few days to download the cameras and all that other stuff.
It takes minutes.
Okay. It'll take at least till Monday for the records department to be open to have access to the CAD reports and so forth. So on Monday, I'm going to go to the police station. I'll get that information. I'll file my OPRA. That's fine. All right, because I doubt while they may be able to, I really doubt that they'll be able to give me the camera information.
Well, they would need to redact certain things.
Exactly. So I don't think they'd be able to give me the body camera footage on at that moment. But I will make an appointment or the lieutenant's there.
Okay.
I'll do it.
What's your plan for the rest of the day? You going to stay here?
I am literally going to move about 5 feet back that way and continue recording. And that's it. I did my thing in there. All right. This officer needs to learn how to control himself and keep his hands to himself.
Again, I don't know what happened out here, I'm not going to speak on that.
I understand. But essentially, I'm going to be here. I think they said they close at 5 p.m. At 5 p.m., I'm shutting this down as I promised the officer. My thing here is not with the employees themselves. If they cause a problem or they directly interact with me, of course I'm going to report them. But other than that, it's not with the employees themselves.
Obviously, you just know you can't impede anybody's walking. You can't impede anybody going in and out of the building.
I know that. I don't believe your corporal here knows that. Okay. But yes, I do understand that. Right. And I'm telling you, at 5:01, the recording gets stopped. Or excuse me, 5 o'clock, the recording gets stopped. I have no interest in that. Like I said, while I could follow that employee out and go get a license plate and everything, I'm not about that. That is not the point of being here.
Is there anything else we can help you with today as of this point?
Yes, there's one other thing you can do. I want all 4 of you to have a nice, very safe weekend. I hope you don't have to deal with too many knuckleheads. All right, and That's it.
All right, I appreciate your time. All right,
Thank you.
All right, sir.
As I said, I'm coming back here. And
Okay, thanks.